they fit it into the store, and then they own the space effectively within the retail under their own brand, Seattle's Best and Cuisine de France or Otis Spunkmeyer or whatever brand it might be. So that also gives them a lot of hooks and leverage to maintain control in those retail environments rather than just being an own label supplier of white French bread, for example. Yeah?
Right. Yeah.
So that business should be, and I don't know any of the numbers because I don't see them broken out, but it should be a business that's rock solid, number one. It survived through the crisis when convenience retail and high-end food service, food solutions, marketplaces contracted because of consumer pressures and the global recession. And now that that's out of the way and we're kind of in a better inflationary environment, people are back spending more on their coffees, more on their donuts, more on their on-the-go treats or food-to-go or hot food items, and they're back spending more on convenience. So it should be in a good space, one would have thought from a distance, looking at what's happening in the food markets in general that I'm familiar with in Europe, right? So, and it's not in, so the main markets are France, Germany, which is formerly the Heastan business, and that would be a closer business to the Cuisine de France business in that it would be mainly serving retail, so petrol forecourts like BP or Al and people like that would have been anyway partners of theirs where you might see some Heastan branding, but it wasn't as strongly it didn't dig as deep into the petrol forecourt business as say the Irish partnerships would have.
Right.
But still, it was a solid enough business. But the plan was to build more branded partnerships with people in that marketplace because it's quite a big market and there are plenty of chains and independents in Germany to work with. So Germany, France, Ireland, UK, and then there's business also in Switzerland into the retail chains, although that would tend to be more towards the bakeries business now, I understand, particularly since the joint venture with Ecopan has come, is at an end or coming to an end, I'm not quite sure, but it certainly has been unraveling for the last couple of years.
Can you actually, because that seems to have been a big issue, the fact that the way I understand it, the food solutions business was separate, then they tried to merge them with the bakery business, which created an awful lot of tension, and they split it apart. So it seems rather confused. I'm not sure, perhaps you can give me a bit of colour on the degree to which that happened. They tried to bring the two structures together.
If I'll explain very, very simply. So up until about 2000, up until Arista was formed in 2008, IAWS, which was the owner of the Cuisine de Lys Coup de Pat part of the business before it merged with Heastan, that operated almost like a venture capitalist holding company. So I ran the UK and Irish business, which traded as IAWS UK and Ireland. It was a fully fledged entity, its own ERP system, its own reporting, its own balance sheet, everything. It was a complete entity that ran 12 or 13 different businesses within it. And then Heastan ran separately as the Heastan PLC. Coup de Pat in France ran separately, which is all its own entities. And in North America, they had 3 or 4, like La Brea Bakery, Otis Spunkmeyer, Fresh Start Bakeries, etc., all running independently, all with CEOs and all with teams. As after Arista was formed, some of the larger customers were unhappy that they, particularly like the McDonald's, they could have 4 different representatives coming in from Arista, and the 4 of them didn't know what the other 3 were doing. So one could be talking about a sweet bakery category, and the other one could be talking about burger buns. And McDonald's wanted leverage from the Arista business, so therefore it brought it all together, and it worked pretty well in North America because they were all similar businesses. We tried the same thing in Europe, and we failed miserably, which led to all bar 3 of us on the European leadership team leaving the business.